This will be the final train assembly video, and what we're going to be doing in this video is setting up our train motion so that our wheels move together. And we're also going to solve a problem that our train assembly currently has, which sometimes if you notice when you rotate your train wheels, the linkage arm will actually go at an angle sometimes like this. And this would not work very well to allow the train to move in real life. So we want to make sure that this linkage arm always stays horizontal by allowing the wheels to move at the exact same time and in unison. So we're going to use a motion link for this. And before we do that, we're going to define the position of this linkage arm at 0 degrees. So what you want to do is zoom in here so you can kind of see this right, but we want to click on the revolute constraint or a revolute joint for our wheel and the body. So that is this right here. You'll kind of see a blue flag looking thing and it has a degrees on it. So if you just click on that, double click on it, let's go ahead and make that 0 degrees. So you notice that moved it to the forward position. And then if I just do that same thing for the back wheel, if I just check on this one, it should have set that to 0 degrees as well, which it did. So I'm not going to change that. I'm going to leave that at 0. Okay, so let's go ahead and flip it over to the other side, and we're going to do the same thing there. So again, I'm going to zoom in, and you want to click on your revolute constraint. And that one is actually at 0. I think I did that before, so just make sure that that is set to 0. You'll notice that this one, when I set it to 0, it moved it to the back position. Really what you want for this is for one side of the train to have this linkage arm in the back, like this one, and then the other side to have it in the front like this. So you might need to make one 0 and the other one 0 like what I have here. If that didn't work, if they're both forward or they're both back, then you might need to make the other one 180 or negative 180. But just make sure that, again, one is in the rear position like this, and then one is in the forward position as you see here. Okay, so once that is done, we'll go ahead and add our motion link. So we go up to Assemble, Motion Link, and then click Capture Position. And what we're going to do is, again, we're going to click on that constraint here with the wheel and the body. So I'll click on that revolute constraint, and then we're going to move over here to the rear wheel on the same side and click on that one as well. And you'll notice that it's moving backwards, and that's okay. One thing that you'll notice is if you click reverse, it just won't play. It just won't work. And depending on how you assembled it, you might have to click on reverse here in order to get it to play. So if yours doesn't work when you don't click that reverse, go ahead and click it and it should work. But whatever one is causing it to animate and move, make sure you have that option selected. So for mine is working when I don't have it selected, so I'm just going to leave it and then click OK. All right, and what that will solve is that will solve that angular issue with our linkage arm. Is now if we move this by hand, you'll notice that it will never get at an angle like that anymore. These are going to move in unison because it's going to link the revolute constraint or revolute joints between both wheels. So let's go ahead and flip over and do the same thing on the other side here. Go Assemble, Motion Link, Capture Position, and then again zoom in, and I'm going to click on both of the constraints for the front wheel as well as the back wheel. And again, notice mine is moving backwards again, but if I click reverse, it's just not going to move at all. So I'm just going to leave it like that and click OK. All right, and I'm going to reset this back to its default position of 0 degrees. So it's in the forward position again. And then we're going to add one more motion link, this time between both front wheels to tie the motion together so that when we turn one side of the train, the other side turns as well. So we'll go to Assemble, Motion Link, Capture Position, and this time I'll click on the revolute constraint here on this side. And I'm going to flip it over to the other side and click on that one. And what that will do is you will notice both sides are turning at the same time, you'll notice this one here is moving backwards. My other one is also moving backwards. If I click reverse, this one is moving forwards, and this one is now moving backwards. Okay. You want to make sure you click on the option where both wheels are turning the same direction. So for me, that is with this reverse option unchecked. So both of the wheels are moving backwards. Obviously, that's going to allow the train to move backwards, not forwards, but that's fine. Just make sure that you select the option where both wheels are turning the same direction like this. If they're moving forward, that's good. If they're moving backward, that's good too. But make sure to don't select it where they're moving in opposite direction. So I'm going to just leave mine the way it is, and then we're just going to click OK. All right, so now if you notice when you turn the wheels, you'll notice that both sides will now turn in unison with each other. Okay. All right, and that will finish up our train assembly. In the next videos, we'll go ahead and get it on the track and start animating it so that it looks like the train is moving with the wheels turning as it's going down the track.